Hello YouTube. The project for today is to patch this hole in the floor. We did the trunk the last time. This is actually going to be a little more difficult because of all the bends that are in it. The first thing I'm going to do is square off the hole so the hole is not so irregular. I've made it as small as I can. There's a cut right there, so we'll go to that edge. And we got a cut right here, so we'll go to that edge and we'll just square the hole off. I've marked off the area I want to cut out. It's fairly square. We'll remove the hoop so that we don't cut it. And now we're going to cut along these lines. With a big hole cut in the floor, we'll clean up the edges so we don't cut ourselves. We'll pull the tape off and clean off the paint so we can weld. The hole is 6 inches by 10. The 6 inches is the long one, the 10 is going to be the vertical. So we'll cut out some riverboard to make patterns out of. We'll make it 6 inches wide for the first one. And we'll cut that out. This piece is 10 inches wide and it'll be the sides. This piece is 6 inches wide and it'll be the top. The sides aren't that tall, so we don't need too much. We'll take a foot, I think. Then we'll cut this in half for the two sides and go to the car. We'll trace the outline of the contour of the floor onto the riverboard. And the back one. And cut that out. We have the front and rear pieces cut out to the contour of the floor. Now we need to make the hoop. We don't have to go too high because this is almost below the floor. It sticks out here, and we have a vertical portion here. So this has to be vertical, and then we can curve from there to there. So let's try our 6-inch wide piece. And it fits into the hole, but it's obviously too high. So let's cut some off of it. Let's take 6 inches off and see what we got. Still too high? Let's take another 6 inches off. 6 inches is too much. Let's take 4 inches off. I'd rather have to cut it again than be too short. Let's take another inch off. I think what we should do is cut out some metal now. So this is some 18 gauge steel, and we'll lay our pattern out on it. And I think I'm going to make it a little longer than what the pattern was because the pattern was pretty tight. So we'll add a 1/2 inch. Because the difference was 1 inch, the last cut we took off, and it made a huge difference. So we'll go a ½ inch longer. Let's see how we did. That's a nice tight fit. Well, that's a little loose, but it's certainly weldable. Let's go grind the scale off this so we can weld it. So the question arises, how am I going to bend this? This is 18 gauge steel, and it's not going to bend easily. So, and I don't have a slip roller. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mark off ½ inch intervals, and I'm going to put it in the brake and take small bends on each ½ inch interval. So here we go. The reason I'm not going to try to do this over my knee is I need this part to be absolutely straight, because that's the way we cut the car. And I decided to sandblast rather than grind. Now we'll mark square lines. Now this would be easy if I had a slip roller, but I don't. So we'll just clamp it down and do a small bend. We can always come back and bend some more. Well, even with those little bends, it's still bent too much. Unbend it a little bit. And go see where we're at. Well, our curve is a little too tight, but we can make some adjustments on it. I think the edges need to be bent in a little more. Now we're getting there. We played around with it for a little bit, and I think we've got an acceptable fit. We got nice tight gaps, and I think we can tack this in, and then we do the front and the back. We'll put a tack on this side to hold it in place. I wasn't happy with the earlier patterns that we made, so I made new ones. And what I've done is made cardboard backers so that I can hold the pattern up against our top part of the patch here and get a good trace. So here we go. So that looks like a good trace. Let's do the same thing for the front. I've taped the patterns down to a piece of metal, and we'll draw an outline on them, and then I'll pull the tape off and finish the outline. So here we go. Now that we have the pattern drawn, we'll move the tape. And finish drawing the pattern. And reveal what we got. Now all we have to do is cut it out. I'm going to grind proud of the line and then grind to the line. We have the front and the rear pieces cut out. The front piece is really nice. It's a little proud like we expected, but fits the hump really nice. The back piece is a little offset to one side, but we have enough meat on it where we can grind a little bit off the hump on the far side to move it over a little bit. We'll make those adjustments. Let's mark the front piece where we want to trim it down. And same thing with the rear. This is the front loop, and if you can see that black line, what we're going to do is trim halfway into the line. It fit the bottom okay. So here we go. And this is the rear one. And we'll test fit again. On the bottom one, we need to trim a little bit more here and a little bit more off the bottom. I'm now happy with our two pieces. We're going to put one tack on each one to hold them in place and make sure they're where we want them, and then we'll weld them in. Helps to turn the gas on. Now we'll try again. That's better. The front's really nice. And the back is really nice. Any excess we can grind off after we're done welding. So here we go. These are difficult welds because they're on the edge and you can burn it through real easy. Well, I got a little ahead of myself on the project and didn't film as much as I should have, but we finished all the welding, the grinding, we've ground the scale off, the project looks good, we've accomplished what we set out to do, we've covered the hole for the rear drive shaft loop. If you enjoyed this video, there'll be more.